I really haven't done a video like this in like years. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I share in my stories every single day, like things that are going on in the world. I talk a lot about politics if you follow me on YouTube, but it's very much in my videos of other things that I'm doing, because I always say my life is political, and everything about me is a rebellion against right-wing policy, not because it's right-wing, but because I just don't align with anything that they stand for. I don't even know what they stand for at this point, but I really haven't sat down and did a video like this. And so I thought this would be a good time. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but those of us who pay attention went to bed last night knowing that we could be on the brink of another war, a war that we have no business getting involved in. And if we were to get involved, we're on the wrong side. And it leads me to believe that this is just another way that we're going to terrorize the Middle East over their resources, over oil. And so I woke up this morning seeing a lot of MAGA people saying that this isn't what they voted for. They didn't vote for war and they feel duped. These same MAGA people were running around during the last election saying that there's going to be a civil war. So they were signed up and ready to go for a war here in America because they wanted to beat up some blue-haired liberals. But now that there is a possibility of us putting our nose in a war that we don't belong in, and again, if we did belong in it, we'd be on the wrong side. I know it's not that you don't want to get into this war for the civilians, for the people of Iran. You don't care about brown people, because the brown people that are here, whether legally or illegally or just asylum seekers and refuge, you're literally terrorizing them. And you're okay with terrorizing them. So I know you don't care about the people of Iran. That's not what this is, because they're brown people and you don't care about them. And I know that you don't care about our troops because you vote for people who take away veterans' benefits. And you don't care about other people's kids because you'll say, send them to war, let somebody else's kids die. And most of the people who voted for this probably don't even have kids that are draft age. So they don't care about that. So that led me to this conclusion that the only thing you guys care about and the only reason why you're saying this isn't what you voted for is because you don't want to be terrorized. You don't want a terrorist attack on American soil. You do not care about the fact that you've been terrorizing brown people, you've been terrorizing black people, you've been terrorizing indigenous people, you've been terrorizing women, you've been terrorizing the LGBTQ plus community, you've been terrorizing trans people. Kids in schools are being terrorized, never knowing if their school's gonna get shot up that day. You terrorize animals, you terrorize disabled people, you terrorize people seeking healthcare, you terrorize people experiencing homelessness. We have enough food to feed people, and you're like, no, throw it out. You terrorize everyone, but because you're scared that you might be at the receiving end of terrorism, all of a sudden this isn't what you voted for, when this is what you've been voting for. The whole idea of being conservative, let's just go back, the African slave trade, where we're literally kidnapping African people and making them work, and we're beating them and killing them and eating them and abusing them. What we did to the indigenous people that were here before we ever got here, literally killed off their food source, and we gave them smallpox on purpose and then made up stories and said that they were the savages. America was founded on terrorizing people. And now, because you think you might be on the receiving end of terrorism, you're like, I didn't vote for this. But you did. I think what bothers me so much about this, besides the fact that it's so clear that you're just a very scared group of people, and you think if you back the bully, if you back the orange guy and you wear the MAGA hats, you'll be protected. And I mean, look at Latinos for Trump. They're not protected. And so many people who have family members who are now just getting kidnapped off the street because their skin color is too dark. I think it's the fact that you'll flat out lie and you'll go to any length for this lie. I don't even know what the point is. I don't know what the point of so much of this is. I don't understand. You won't get the vaccine because you think it tracks you, even though it was created under the orange guy's first presidency, but you think it has 3G in it and you think it's going to track you, but you'll buy his phone, a known thing that we know tracks people. We know phones track us. And you want to yell, support the troops, but then you want to cut veterans' benefits. And you want to yell that all lives matter and you're so pro-life, but you don't care when you watch people getting murdered in the street by police brutality. You want the orange guy to have his military go after civilians, American citizens in the street because we don't politically align. If a person who is pregnant is going to die because they miscarried and they might get sepsis, you'd rather that person die, but you're pro-life, and you won't feed kids in schools, and you don't call for common sense gun laws, and you say, maybe we do need a dictator. Not even understanding that that goes against everything America stands for. You don't know your constitutional rights, and therefore you don't know when they're violated for yourself or for others. You don't realize that people are protected under the Constitution, and the Constitution is there for us. You say you want a dictator, but I don't even know if you know what that means. Like, did you miss the class on dictatorship? Did you miss that in school? Do you ever think to look it up? You think that you'll still have all your freedoms under a dictatorship? You think as easy as this administration has turned on Democrats and Democratic cities, you think that that wouldn't turn on you? You think you'd just be indefinitely safe because you wear a MAGA hat? I guess it's just the hypocrisy. It's people saying that the people on the left are the violent ones. You guys don't even think that we have guns. So which is it? It doesn't matter. Because when you're living a lie, you'll just take that lie to any lengths that you need to go to. January 6th was peaceful. Prove me wrong. There's video evidence that it's not peaceful. People died that day. It was peaceful. You're purposefully ignorant for the sake of an argument. And I think what you don't understand is that some of us realize that this is so much more than your fabricated argument. What are we doing? What is going on? We need to change. You can't just lock up everybody who doesn't agree with you, everybody who doesn't look like you, who doesn't love like you, who will vote against you. Is it that you're also aware that with the power of democracy, with the power of the Democrats, there will be no dictatorship? There will be no dictator? And so you make everything about them illegal and bad? Is that it? He was going to drain the swamp. He was going to release the Epstein files. He was going to be no wars, true peacekeeper. He's really been saving us all from Red 40 and fentanyl. Because that's really the problems that Americans face today. Red 40 and fentanyl. And what is the point of him crippling our economy? What is the point of him crippling the American people? What is the point of this threats of tariffs that we would have to pay? Whose side is he on? Whose side are you on if you're on his side? None of this benefits us. None of this benefits the American people. I'm frustrated. And this is the second time I filmed this video. And that is why I have a much more calm demeanor about me than I did the first time. I guess I'm also frustrated by that big group of people who are like, no matter how far right you go and how far left, it's the same. It is not the same. There would be no progress in America if not for progressives. At the core of who we are, there's one group that wants to say that the Confederacy is their heritage, the Confederacy that lasted 3 years, that's their heritage. And there's another group that wants to say, hey, we can do better. Please tell me how those are the same. How wanting to own people is the same as saying, I want everybody to have freedom. I want everybody to be happy, healthy, and safe. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How is that the same as saying I want to own people and owning people is my heritage? How is that the same? How is terrorizing people who don't look like you, think like you, or love you the same as saying, hey, there's a space for everybody? I'm tired of the orange guy flat out admitting that he did not actually win, that they messed with the machines, and Elon's really good with the machines. And then Elon comes out and says he wouldn't have won without me. Nobody in Rockland County, nobody voted for Harris. Not one single person. She got 0 votes there. There wasn't one outlier. I'm tired of it. It would be statistically impossible for him to have won every single swing state. This has been going on since before Reagan, and they set a plan in motion years ago, disenfranchising people because they knew that that's the only way that they would win. And they're doing that today. I might not be able to vote because I took my husband's last name when we got married. And for every single person who's like, I don't care, I don't need the right to vote, then don't vote. But what does that have to do with me? I want the right to vote. I'm not willfully giving that up. If you don't want to vote, and if voting doesn't mean that much to you because you're so privileged, then don't vote. That's not my life path. Also, I want decency in the White House. I don't need easily digestible sound bites coming from Fox News to tell me Fauci ouchie. I don't want to hear it anymore. And I guess I'll close my video with this. To my secret admirer who is so against trans people changing their name and having preferred pronouns, but you keep changing your name and your pronouns in your YouTube to harass me, I know who you are. I know who you are in real life. I know we are very unfortunately related, not by choice. It's never been by choice. You're embarrassing yourself. I think you have much bigger things to worry about than my YouTube videos. And to everybody else, have the day you deserve.